Kyle, we don't usually tell the guest this before we start, but we're going to play a theme song and we're going to dance a little bit.
Oh, really?
I just want you to be mentally prepared for that when it happens.
I mean, I don't think I'm going to be, but all right.
Okay, fair enough. Are we going?
Yeah, we're going.
It's a good tune.
Our friend Bryn made it. She's in a band.
Quorators.
We're back for Quorators another week. Season 2 here on crack.com. Home of the fact. I'm your host, Alex. This is Jeremy.
How's it going?
We're here every week reading Quora.
It's a simple podcast.
It's what the show is. There's nothing else to know. We have a very exciting guest this week, all the way from the tinsel town of Hollywood itself. We have Kyle Kinane. Kyle.
I live in Portland.
Yeah, I was going to say.
All the way from Tinseltown. I think you're the first guest we've had in a long time just not in New York. And so I went to go grab like the Big Apple and I was like, shit, fuck.
What do they call that one?
The Windy City.
That's not it. Beantown. Kyle, you ever go on the internet?
I'm familiar with it.
You like to download stuff?
We got everything on there.
They got all
The
kinds
everything
of stuff
store.
on there.
We got skateboard videos and boobs.
They got,
That's the range of what I look at.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't need anything else out of that machine.
I don't think you're missing anything. Well, the show is we go on Quora, we find questions, and we try to answer them, and we also read the organic answers, which are all planted by experts. Those are the only people they allow on Quora.com.
Yes, that's true.
And I don't
Jordan
know.
Peterson got his start on Quora. That's
that
our
what
big
it is?
fact.
This is like the one thing we
No
know.
relation to corn, the vegetarian meat substitute.
I don't think so.
Or Quorn,
Ask
Corn
Quora.
cover band.
Vegan corn, vegan new metal. Corn.
Yes.
Absolutely. Twice as many drums. Do you know anything about Quora? Have you been on the thing?
Feel like it's come up when I've tried to get some information. I immediately recognize that as a unreliable source.
Yeah.
Of all the unreliable sources, it really took the gold.
If you can't get to WebMD, a great backup. I guess the weird part of it is it's also trying to be Facebook, so there's like a weird interaction thing happening, and that's just like the basis of what you need to know going into this. So
That's really it.
every week on the end of the show, we ask a question, then we start the next show seeing the answers we got. So what did we do last week, Jeremy?
You don't remember?
I remember really grasping for it.
It's an okay one.
It took too much time. Just post that. That's fine.
If you kill someone using a pencil, like the Joker from The Dark Knight, can you still go to heaven? And all of the answers are like, no.
No, you can't.
How dare you?
Not a workaround.
Yeah, no. And no one really has any fun answers on it. It's just
I
people
can't
being mad
believe
at
we
us.
got any answers.
Yeah.
Seems like an open and shut case to me.
Someone says, Anders Graham says, if you use it to kill baby Hitler, maybe you can. But baby Hitler is famously already dead.
He's already dead.
So we're fine with that. All right, well, that's that.
Yeah. I don't know. Kyle, do you have any thoughts?
I thought you were going with some about like the lead or can you reuse the pencil. I didn't know that like the religion was coming into it.
Yeah.
That's where like, oh, well, that's an open and shut case.
Yeah.
Murder. God, regardless of the means.
The
or
pencil is
utensil.
like it's a red herring, really. To throw you off from the basic murder question.
I feel like it was probably a reference to something else we said that week, and I don't remember it.
Okay. I was like, if you killed somebody with a pencil, does the pencil get more? If it's a number two,
Sure.
is there lead poisoning? Would that kill him quicker than the puncture? Like that's what I thought.
Right,
we were going
right.
with it.
Yeah.
But as far as heaven, if you're into that kind of thing, that's like the first rule.
Yeah,
right?
you can't kill.
Or they even call it a commandment, not even a rule.
It has nothing to do with pencils.
No.
We've got a bunch of segments.
Oh, wait.
based on
I do
topic.
have to say, because I
sorry.
feel like this maybe came up last week. If you are going to respond to our Quora
Yes.
before the thing comes out, you must use the words scrambled eggs. This is the only way we will know you came from the podcast and are ruining the data for our science experiment.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the code.
Yeah.
Scrambled eggs.
That's the code.
That's the code. You're in on the code.
That's the safe word.
We're ready to get into it now. What are we doing first, Jeremy?
Quora MD, medical questions. Slam that. These are our... Most of Quora is people being like, if you have this sickness, you're probably going to die in the next few days. So we found a bunch of medical-related questions.
I mean, there's so many good places to go for medical questions on the internet.
But your peers aren't there. It's like being judged by a jury.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to put on airs.
Listen, I just got bit by a rattlesnake, but my insurance is a little iffy. You guys want to steer me through this one?
Let's sleep this one off.
This first question is, how does it feel to have a six-pack abs?
Okay.
Can we attack the grammar of that?
How does it feel to have a six-pack abs?
A six-pack.
A full pack.
But then abs, plural.
Oh, man. If you want to attack the grammar, you are going to love the next 10 to 15 questions.
Okay.
I'm going to guess it feels really great.
You ever have like a juvenile sixer coming?
Yeah, I feel like I might have had one as a child.
No,
Like
once.
just from being young and active.
Yeah, just from moving around a little bit.
I
before
was
having a
fatter
job.
than ever before.
Were you a chubby kid?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you dialed it in later.
Yeah,
Good
sure.
on you.
I just got taller, I think. If you can do it, try that. It's a really good cheat code.
Stretch
around
the fat over my bones.
Yeah.
You just wear it long. You know what I'm talking about?
Wear it long. It's like pushing pizza dough out on the counter. You'll get that thin crust. Don't worry about it.
What I like about this question is it is full of people with abs just letting you know their day to day.
Yeah, this guy has a picture of himself. If you want to see it, this is him, 285 to 200.
That's not. Is it? Do we think that's the same guy?
Doesn't really look like it.
It's just one of his enemies.
He's developed a bit of an attitude between the pants.
I know. I don't know why they don't pose in the before picture. At least given a. He's all slouchy and bummed out. Of course you look like shit.
Do a little flex.
If the guy in the before picture believed in himself, I'd be like, you don't need all these muscles. You look like you're happy.
Why don't you flex
Second
your
guy
attitude?
doesn't look much happier either.
No, he looks pretty bummed.
This is the one opinion I do have about a six pack, which is that you cannot obtain it in a cosmic good sense. Like you have to carry an anger with you at all times that permeates through the body.
Yeah, look at this guy's hands.
Yeah.
He's all fists.
Why can't those
good
be
for him.
flat?
Yeah, good for changing life.
Is there a specific one you want me to read, Alex?
They just have fun out there, baby.
Okay. Sorry, I cut you off.
Useless muscles too.
Yeah, it's true. It's for show.
They're not utility.
They're in the middle. You have to do a little bit of everything with those babies.
I mean, I have no like real
We're
reason to
three
make fun of these
strong
people.
men.
Yeah, I was gonna say like those muscles aren't real. I'm full of shit.
But isn't that the same? Like people that are like really large are actually very strong because they have all the muscles underneath to carry that weight around.
I believe it.
Oh, sure.
Secretly, they're really strong. They're just not bragging about it.
You ever see someone who's like 300 pounds was 100 pounds real quick, and then their calf looks like a fist?
Oh yeah,
Sure, yeah.
yeah. They've had to steady that mass for a long time.
Every time they've gone up the stairs to get a pizza, it's been growing, and now it's coming to get you.
These guys who are really jacked looking, they're like dogs that can't live that long. It's like it looks really pretty, but like his face is like a flat line.
You better enjoy it now. It's
Oh, I thought you meant because they're gonna fight in a
Oh,
backyard.
that too. They're a
and
glass cannon build.
this is another thing too: is the people who get really strong, like the strongmen competition strongmen. Those are all like ovular
Sure.
gentlemen. They're egg-shaped men.
Yeah.
That's the strongest shape you can be. Is a big oval.
Yeah, that's true.
It has like the most surface area of strength.
But yeah, utility strength isn't the same as vanity strength.
This is
true.
and that's why I've never gotten a six pack. It's not something I want to take part in.
I already like who I am.
Yeah, yeah. Have you seen that movie Pumping Iron? Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, I think so.
In that documentary, it's like very young Arnold Schwarzenegger. He specifically says working out is like coming for him. So maybe it's great for him.
When he squeezes his muscles, it feels like he comes.
And then he terrorizes Lou Ferrigno the whole movie.
That's why it's a good movie, because it features a unique character, evil Arnold Schwarzenegger, who is normally banned from the public view.
Oh, really? He's a bad dude.
he like just
remember.
gaslights Lou Ferrigno the whole movie.
He's hanging out with
Weird.
his family.
It's very
He's
strange.
like eating dinner with his mom, shit talking him, and it's like, this is high level.
Lou Ferrigno's like 17.
Maybe that's how they do it in Austria. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
they just zing each other a lot.
Maybe.
Something about the altitude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if any of these are like interesting. A lot of people are just posting photos of themselves.
If you got them, of course you're going to post. You're not keeping a shirt.
Yeah.
It's funny you ask. It feels fantastic.
Also, I've just been on Quora all day waiting for somebody to ask this question.
These people are all so happy. I can't find anyone who's like, it made me worse.
I think these guys answer every question that somehow leads to their abs.
You know what I can do is I can look because these people, Quora like
Baba
gives you
can
way
look.
too much
Are
info.
Goodyear tires better than Pirelli tires? I don't know. All I know is when I'm shirtless working on my car.
Here you go. This guy is a male stripper.
Good for
Troubled
him.
youth, ex-con, male stripper. French Foreign Legion reject. Self-sufficient homeless wanderer.
See, if that was me, I wouldn't put the Foreign Legion reject part in there. I feel like that takes you down a notch.
I don't know if
This is
any of these
weird.
things.
This guy's name is Austin Byers. I'm gonna say his full name. He after the 6-pack question, he answered the question, "I know I'm a pervert. What do I do now?" And he says, "I know that I have the sex drive of a serial rapist. So what do I do?"
That's something you want to put on the internet. You want to get that online.
Why write
I
that
think
down?
you have other attributes of a serial rapist.
Why would you write that down?
like
with your
saying
name?
that about yourself. You fucking lunatic.
And here's a photo of me.
Here's my address. Here's where I work.
I'll come to you. I'll
bet-
come on you. What do you need? I'm a stripper.
It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Okay, I got another question for us. This one is, can I patent my sperm so that it cannot be used without my permission?
Oh, baby!
Good sound effect for that.
Thank you. I've worked really hard at that.
Yeah, if you draw a little like C in a circle on whatever old mayonnaise jar you're keeping it in, sure. I bet nobody will touch it then.
People are going through your garbage for your tissues.
Where are you keeping all this sperm?
Finally, my genetics.
Don't go in my fridge. That's a special fridge. Soda's in the garage fridge. That's my jizz fridge.
I can't imagine the hubris to go up to a sperm bank and see a different jar of sperm and just go up to the counter and be like, is that, I hate to ask this, is that my sperm?
Well, I know the hack way of copywriting something is to mail it to yourself.
Right.
Maybe you just take all this jizz down to the post office.
Yeah, exactly.
And send it back to your own house.
Just jack off right into an envelope.
Just get one of them dry ice boxes. Make sure it doesn't go bad.
You got to weigh it.
It's so valuable.
That's money in the bank. I know where two sounds are reliably, and I'm going to nail them.
I don't think the bank we're talking about makes that sound. You don't have a splat sound?
If your balls sound like a sack of coins, see a doctor.
What did people say?
This guy, Phil Albert, who is a patent attorney, says,
The
this
one
is
you want
not...
to ask.
Phil, my butthole, said,
He says, this is not a stupid question.
oh, I beg to differ, Phil.
In fact, aside from the things that need to be protected, these same sorts of issues often occur. For example, effort doesn't make a difference, blah, 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 blah.
Effort doesn't make a difference.
I'll concede that your DNA is novel. Is it patentable subject matter? Probably not. Seed patents, DNA snippet patents rely on some transformation that does not occur in nature.
This is someone who thinks we're far more interested in
Yeah, I don't
patents
care.
than we are, and that's a damn shame.
Nobody is asking why this guy is just keeping his sperm.
And what do you think people want it for?
Just flush it, man. What?
You can use it as an adhesive.
Oh, God.
It's got household uses.
So you think it's like he's using it, he thinks people are going to use it as like a glue.
Instead, like after people, climax and like, oh, that was great. He's like, nobody touch it. Get out of here.
My first thought was that he thinks people are going to try to like have his babies. That they're
Yeah.
like taking it and then they're like, I'm going to have this man's son.
That's what I mean, but that's sex.
Yes.
That's sex.
I don't think this guy knows what that is.
There's two options, and one is it's a very healthy man who thinks everyone wants to steal his genes, and then the other one is a very sick man who thinks that his weird sperm could be used for tools.
I think this is a 5th grader with a level of anxiety of a 30-year-old.
Someone tasted it and thought it was really good. And he's like, this could be a condiment.
That's a sauce. I can always spot a sauce.
This guy says, in order to patent something, you need to invent it first. There must be some creative intellectual contribution from your side. For example, things in nature, say plants, can't be patented, and your sperm falls in that category. That seems unfair.
Shut up,
Do you
dude.
just ever hope that it's AI responding to these so your faith in humanity can remain at the bare minimum that it's at now?
I just like, who's going on here to answer this?
Patent lawyers,
I
Jeremy.
mean,
America's
Don't
top
you
minds.
ask that every time you record an episode of this
It's
show?
true.
This is actually one of the better communities we've stumbled into so far.
This guy, Glenn Jenkinson, says, why would anyone want to use your DNA with or without your permission? Parentheses, not a mean-spirited question.
I mean,
I'm just here to contribute to the conversation. Continue.
He
on.
works at Boeing.
Huh.
I just think it's funny how much information there is.
yeah, why is he telling?
He lives in Houston, Texas.
Airbus,
He went
stay
to
winning.
University of Florida, and he wants to know what you think your people are using your sperm for.
Okay. So the answer is no, it sounds like.
He's bragging about his number of Quora views in his profile. He says over 1 million views.
See,
Oh, these are all Yelp elite members elsewhere in the world, aren't they?
I no longer
Someone
answer
needs to
questions.
know what I think of this White Castle. It'll help guide their day.
I'm going to follow him.
it may not sound like anything to you, but these are the numbers industry wants to hear.
I guide the human experience, really, is what it comes down to. I'm bettering society.
Before we give you that pilot, I'm going to need to see your Quora reviews. Just need to know people are tuning in. All right, man. Do we got any other medical questions?
No, that's all the medical questions. The next one is the quirk place, our workplace segment.
All right, let me pull up that song. Welcome to the Quirk Place, the killer be killed world of American business, and also sometimes Indian business.
yeah. There's a lot of Indian users on Quora, right?
There are more Indians than there are Americans, and that's something I'll say every week.
You gotta stop saying that.
It's just how I feel.
This question is, if I accidentally pooped on the ground and it didn't make it to the toilet when I was at the store, should I clean it up or ask someone at the store to call for the maintenance person on staff? So this guy went into a store, took a shit on the ground, and then was like, what do I do about it? I'm going to go to Quora.
That's the same guy from the Jizz Quiz. So again, this is a paranoid schizophrenic fifth grader. He's coming up with doomsday scenarios for himself.
You think this didn't happen to this guy? I think it happened to him, and then he like opened up his phone and was like, now what?
I need answers slow. I think it's a question of self-respect, really.
I think it's a question of what store.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like a Home Depot, a lot of cleaning.
Right.
There's a mop you could just purchase and handle your life,
Yeah, that's a good
A
idea.
little little responsibility for your life.
You're at a big box store like a Walmart, at like a BJ's, and it may just be better to leave things to the natural flow of the store. It's like its own town in there.
Yeah, if you're at a Sephora, I don't know what to do for it.
There's only 20 feet of space.
That's out of my jurisdiction. Pour a lot of perfume on it. And then
Yeah. Take your shirt off. Use that as a paper towel of some kind.
There's something funny too about going to like a Home Depot at the cashier with like a mop and a bunch of cleaning stuff and be like, and where's the bathroom?
I'm going to run this back.
And where's your garbage?
Everyone's mad at me. I cleaned it up myself.
Yeah, give me that receipt. I'm going to be returning this in about 20 minutes.
Okay. Well, what does Quora think?
Edward Stevenson says, I saw that happen to a poor lady in a Sears store at Christmas time.
Oh, you did?
Not on Christmas.
The line was long and slow, and she was obviously sick. Well, this isn't getting fun. It's not really that fun anymore. The poor woman dropped the mess right there while she stood in line. Yes, she should have realized she needed to leave the line, but to her credit, she stood over it and called the sales clerk to check out for help. Obviously, she didn't want anyone to fall because of her misdeed. Oh, my God.
Ooh.
I believe she did the best she could. She had no means to clean it up, and I don't think she did it deliberately. Of course, she was mortified, but under those circumstances, she handled it properly. Don't you agree?
I don't know if I agree.
I thought mortified was strictly used for the for 17 magazine.
I think this is like the best use case of the word mortified. Is
When
you
you
shit
shit
in
on
a
the
store
ground.
and still check out.
You stand over it?
Continue to buy your husband a scarf.
Over here.
I know it's 6 hours
Also-
from Christmas.
Do you validate parking?
Yeah, extremely sick is actually like that's when this would happen. Now that I'm thinking about it, That makes sense.
I was sick and threw up in the airport on the ground before I got
Sure.
to the bathroom.
That's fine.
Not
though.
even like an alcohol. Like I just like had too much weird stuff in me. And then when I came out of the bathroom, so they did just put a cone next to it.
That's why they have them.
So somebody saw me doing it.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
to walk out by the cone. Like it felt very passive aggressive. Even though it was the right thing, I was like, okay. Yeah, but you had to put the cone. Of course, they had to put the
People
cone.
throw up in airports a lot. I feel.
Yeah, that's what happened 3 times a day.
Yeah. I remember as a kid throwing up on my pants and then zipping them off because they were the like short zipper pants. Remember those being a thing?
Wow.
Now we know what that's for.
That's what that's
Yeah,
for.
it's for when you're a child and you throw up on your pants.
You're either on a basketball team or you're at the airport and threw up a little bit.
Sure.
Also, being sick at an airport is like, good, let's ship this other places.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get whatever's in you.
I had a
to
weird
Denver.
lunch, and I decided to drink a couple of IPAs, which I don't enjoy. And everything in my belly was like, absolutely not, Kyle. And wasn't drunk, just came. I was running to the bathroom, came up, and I was like, this is not what happens as an adult.
This is why I don't like IPAs.
Supposed to be much, yeah.
And the airport was like, don't step here.
Yeah. We'll clean it
Caution.
when we want to, but we want to make sure that you know that we know.
This is part of our aesthetic.
Yeah.
Welcome to LaGuardia.
What time of the day are we talking?
Middle of the afternoon. And it was like North Carolina. It was a small airport too. So
Nice.
Definitely they knew. That was the biggest thing that happened to that.
Somebody at their most alert took care of that.
So like I abandoned my bags too. I'm like, don't call in a bomb threat. I just barfed.
See something, say something.
I had weird vegan barbecue. Don't take my backpack, please.
No liquids.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't deserve pants.
I just want to read this answer, just the beginning of it, from this guy, Ryan Thomas, whose job is owner of a dozen tattoos. He says, I won't get much love for this answer. The first thing you're going to want to do is bail out of the situation immediately without running, though, and get away from the scene of the crime, a.k.a. accident. So he just says, like, leave.
Oh, that's what you meant.
A.k.a. accident.
Poop fugitive.
Also, everybody's fake name is just 2 first names.
Ryan Thomas. Let's check him out.
It's a brother of Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20.
That's right. He's got 9
It's in
followers.
his bio.
Yeah, he's got a pretty boring bio.
What else has he answered? That's the fun part from it. What else did he decide
He answered,
his expertise was needed?
I mean, here's a very Quora question, and apologies if it's too far. What would be the reaction of police if black people would have marched on Capitol Hill?
Huh.
What?
I can tell you what they should do if they shit in a store.
AKA.
Finally, we've organized Black January 6th. That's what we're calling it.
I'm glad we looked into this. I feel positive about it.
No, I mean, I love looking at what people were saying. We found Orson Scott Card's account the other day, famous sci-fi racist author. He had a lot of stuff to say.
He's on Quora a lot. Stay tuned for that.
This is a similar question. My employer fired me because of my smell. All of my managers told me I'm an exceptional worker. Why does odor matter so much?
Now, have you noticed hustlers do have that? It's part of the byproduct to put in the work.
It's the smell of money.
I'm running around perspirating, you know? It's hard work.
Why am I sweating? I'm making more calls than you. Answer more emails than you. Skip lunch.
I believe the phrase is pimping ain't easy. Hence my damp underarms.
I do not have time to go to the bathroom.
Carrying all this gold around my neck, got my pits sweating. I could have said that smoother.
What is the last sentence of the question?
Why does odor matter so much?
Why does odor matter so much? You can't see it.
It's so true.
You can't touch it.
One of the final discriminations out there.
Hey, it's not going to hurt you. It's just odor.
I'd be too embarrassed to like call a lawyer for that. They're like, what happened? It's wrongful termination. I'm like, they said I really just reek.
My client Stinky did nothing wrong.
My stinky client.
The pig pen stink lines are coming. What's the answer, though?
What is the answer?
Elwood Blue says, look, buddy, there's been a time or two when I've actually walked up to and helped my garbage men load their truck when I have a ton of trash to load.
Thank
These
you,
people
Elwood.
handle literal trash, garbage, disgusting messes of chemical soups, and whatever rancid, decaying mess people found in their fridge every day. They take it to the landfill that I can only... All right, we get the point. They probably smell really good.
Garbage man.
None of these people smelled like their work, which
They're
is to handle
heroes.
trash. So if a garbage man can show up to work not smelling like a hot garbage, I don't understand why it's so hard for anyone else to do the same.
Okay, but
Wow.
sometimes they do smell bad.
Some
though.
people have a glandular issue.
Yeah, could be a medical thing.
Yeah.
Now
well,
what?
okay, now what? You're so cocky, making fun of Stinky when he's so sick.
My disgusting client is not a man, you say? Are we not all people?
Why does odor
Matter so much.
matter so much?
I'll let it ride some days.
Really?
Yeah, just because, like, whatever. Sometimes the missus will get a little upset. It's a good day. She's like, you've ruined part of the house.
Kyle, did you let it ride again?
Well, she just calls me Onion Patch. All right, fair enough. I thought I was doing all right.
Can't get fired from comedy for smelling bad. They'll try.
I mean, I pushed the envelope on that.
I'd say if there's one field where people are kind of testing this out. I'm too funny for people to be mad at my smell.
Have you ever farted on stage?
I don't think I have. Have you, Alex?
Yeah, I think I have. I think not in a way where like I think other people knew right away. Like where people would be like, he's trying to make us laugh, but that was him though.
I'm not trying to be like juvenile about it, but I remember it was a show and the stage was a taller stage, so people were like their face was level with the stage.
Oh no!
You could tell it just came down like concert fog, and I knew I did it. I'm like, it's all right, man. You're eating mozzarella sticks all weekend, and I never look at the audience, and I just in my peripheral saw just this woman. She's like laughing, and then she's like, and then she just went. Oh, no. And I couldn't acknowledge it, and I wanted to just be like, I'm very sorry. And I could tell it just came down.
There's a
like the mist right into her face. I'm like, I am very sorry for what happened to you right there.
There's a critical moment when you fart where you're like, maybe it's gonna blow the other way. Maybe this is the perfect crime this time.
I like that because I feel like then if the joke does bad, I could be like, it's probably because of the fart.
Yeah.
The writing was stellar.
It's unimpeachable.
You know when you like form habits that you don't think other people notice?
Sure.
Like if I beef, I just blow in my lap. And I'm like, that's very obvious what's going on because it doesn't do anything.
You try to blow it away,
and now it smells. Yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of like.
I think I try to do the opposite. I try to suck it up so no one else gets to it. I'm like, it's all for me.
I have no right to be disgusted by that, but you, sir, have actually.
What if it all I just vacuum it?
You've crossed a line I didn't know I had.
The goal of the podcast is to get Jeremy to love himself.
That's
just
just cyclical.
six-pack.
Now you've just doubled down. It's like hardening a sword, you know?
Yeah, well, iron sharpens iron.
All right.
Anyway, everyone's just like, that sucks, man.
We got somewhere with that.
That's too bad.
I had a coworker who smelled like cat urine. This person says, that's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder why.
Probably because they got a cat.
Probably because they got a cat. That's probably why.
That's some lonely people. You look in their car and it's like so many Beanie Babies covering the windshield and back windshield. Like, yeah, oh, you're the one that smells like the cat urine. I get it.
The Beanie Babies don't actually fix the smell.
No, they just kind of trap it.
They soak it in.
All right, let's do forbidden knowledge. This is we found a section on Quora that's called Forbidden Knowledge, which we thought was really funny because anyone can read it and it's you could just post there. So these aren't on Forbidden Knowledge, I don't think, Alex.
They're just generally it's the topic of the unknown,
Okay.
the damned. We received a tip off, Kyle, that maybe you are interested in the paranormal and the forbidden things.
I like spooky stuff, yeah.
All right, cool, because we're all about it. This first
Sometimes
question,
I read this one for too long, and people write in and are like, "I don't care about ghosts. Stop talking about that."
I would say who, but we had a guest who you could see visibly check out as Alex goes on and on about the fucking
How do
lesser
you
key
summon
of
them?
Solomon.
Oh,
I don't know.
Well, I'm checking in. So let's go.
This question is, how do I banish demons?
Okay.
Wow.
You bring them in. Can you take them out?
What a wide brush you've painted.
Should I read this answer, Alex? Is this a good answer?
I believe so.
Okay, because I haven't read this one. This is from Bert Matala. who
Okay,
studied it.
yes. No, this is a learned man.
Bert says, you have to be born again Christian to banish a demon. Jesus gives born again Christians authority. Non-Christians will get attacked if they try ordering demons to be banished. All right, well, that's good to know.
It's on a lanyard basis.
We're going to get Danishes to be beamed.
In the mid-1990s, I lived in an apartment across the street from a guy named Mitch. After becoming friends, he told his ex-wife, who was a Satanist, sent a demon after him. Mitch and his greyhound could see this demon, but I couldn't.
Coincidence how many ex-wives are demonists, by the way?
They love those demons.
Oh, that's why it didn't work out.
One evening, Mitch and I were standing on his porch when the rocking chair began rocking. The dog was staying at the demon. I guess I should be staring at the demon, but it says staying at the demon, and I could conclude that this demon knew I couldn't see him and was trying to scare me. I commanded the demon to leave in the name of Jesus. The rocking chair stopped rocking as the demon looked out the front door, and it told Mitch that I had a bright light coming from me, and it knew it had to obey my command. All Christians have this authority. Luke 10:19.
Luke 10:19.
Evangelist. That's
It's in the book. A chair stopped rocking when I yelled at it.
This has 97 views.
Needs a platform. See, this is the thing is you get a little bit into this answer and you're like, I bet he doesn't have a story.
How much do priests, they're like, okay, they beat men to the cloth, but are still like, oh, another fucking wacko with the like, even they're like, come on, man, it's not real. Like, I know I'm doing this whole thing, but no, your greyhound can't spot demons. But yeah, whatever, there you go, banished.
Oh, yeah, you have a light coming from you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sure, Bert.
Matola.
The best part, I think about this all the time. If you're a professional exorcist, like you work in the church, you get the call from Yahoos. Like you get the call from Bert, and you're like, fucking Bert doesn't know he can't banish demons. Only I can banish demons.
Like a notary. I got to stamp the thing. I got the special stamp.
This guy also, he says you have to be a born again. He must just mean Christian, right? I like the idea that you can't, if you're born Christian, you're not allowed.
You got to respawn.
I never knew what the lexicon was for if you're just Christian your whole life.
Yeah. Look, I'm a Jew. I don't know any of this stuff. But I always thought born again was like you choose to, like you have to do it again, right? You have to go into the water.
It's people that like fucked up. And then that's their only way out.
I feel like my ignorance
It's the only
is
thing
really
they
showing.
can tell the judge.
You went to Catholic school, Alex.
They all go in the water. I know that.
Yeah.
Water's part of it.
I did water. I did baby water. I didn't do adult water.
Well, you don't need to once they get the baby water in there.
No, but if you're an adult, you get born again. They got to dip.
You're just
into
born. If you're a baby, you're just born once.
Oh, that's for
But
real.
well, if you're born with its original sin.
Yeah.
And that means it's the plan of God as well. There's a new baby, hell, hell, immediate hell. Unless you also do this extra step that I've made up for you.
We haven't addressed this yet this episode, but if you are listening to the podcast, we are recording in what looks like a Victorian ballroom
Yeah, we should say
style situation. There's a majestic painting above us. People are passing the halls. We're just discussing the finer points of the Bible.
Hear me out. Cheesecake Factory meets House of Blues. Those weren't the owners. They just walked
I think
by
that
out
is.
there. Sorry, guys. I love it.
We love it.
fine.
We love what's happening.
I don't remember what we're talking about. Demons.
Demons.
Who cares?
You gotta get the stamp. Born again.
How to summon your wife's demons. I don't think there's a single other answer on this question.
There's a lot of adjacent questions.
100. Yeah. Whatever.
Whatever, though.
What else did Demon guy ask?
Oh yeah. Let's go back to that guy.
I'm sorry. I don't want to. This is
No,
your
no.
side, but I'm like, now I don't know anything about Quora. Now I want to know, like,
Okay,
how
I can
much
tell you.
margarine should you use for the best brownies? Also, my wife's a demon.
We can tell you that he studied at Rio Hondo College and that he's a pianist at his Christian church.
I feel like you got the answers at work, you know?
His most recent answer on September 11th, he answered, as a Christian with homosexual desires, how can I uphold a biblical view on male-to-male relationships?
And we're back.
My man is having a rough week.
Were both of the towers possessed or just one tainting the other?
Wait, he asked about the demons before, or he answered about
He answered the demons, and he answered this one as well.
Oh, that's not his own question.
No. We can see he has 5 questions. Let's see.
Repressed homosexual preacher is pretty much the star of our show.
Yeah. It's interesting to see somebody that's got all the answers. What are they asking you?
His most recent question is 2 years ago, and it's how do I file a complaint against a Quora member? And then how can I see my answers?
I pray there's no way to file these complaints.
Here we go. 5 years ago, his first question on the website. What is the most popular theory of why Adolf Hitler hated the Jews to the point of sending them to the death camps?
And we're back again.
No answer.
Wow.
At least once a week. We stop in at least once a week.
I was angry with how much Reddit was taking up my time, and now you guys have brought a fresh hell upon my life.
Reddit is a safe space. Stay there.
Yeah. Reddit's somehow like cornier, but not as dumb as this.
Well, I think we could find some corners of it.
I click on it and it just says, Alex, want to answer this question?
No. No, I don't.
You sure?
He's always answering for me in the Hitler questions.
I'd love to answer.
They didn't like his paintings.
All right, we got more demon stuff. I forgot to search the word Sasquatch. That was on my agenda this morning.
Oh, man. Send a reminder for yourself.
You know, if you want to do deep cuts, you look for cryptids.
Yeah.
We talk about skinwalkers pretty often. That comes up a lot. I know you're not supposed to say the word.
Yeah.
I know it invites them in. We're underground
The
in
S
New York
word.
City. I think it's okay.
This question is
Now you've done it.
I think it's okay. Don't read the comments, Alex.
Hear him getting out of a lift now.
yeah.
Who's that dog getting out of a lift?
that possessed dog with $45?
A wolf with bleeding eyes. I took the wrong train. I'm so confused every time I come here.
The F isn't running.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought I could use my phone, but it wasn't scanning, so I just morphed into a rat. And
This question is it true that ghosts are more powerful at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Now, I have never in all my years heard this assertion. Not once.
there's
Kyle,
something about
convenient.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's the spookiest time.
Yeah.
Because midnight's hack,
It really is.
and it's the halfway point between midnight and when you got to get up for work.
it's almost morning. And for some people, early risers, you can have 4 be morning. You got to be at your shift at 6. You can wake up at 4.
4 sounds like a time to make the donuts kind of job.
Yeah.
2
Absolutely.
a.m. bars are just closing. Hey, we're just gonna go get a little Coke, do some bumps, maybe watch some TV.
I'll be,
No ghosts here.
Supernatural shit.
be back in home in time for the ghosts to really start freaking out.
That's when they know, like, you got to get them after the bars close, but before they get up for work. 3 a.m. solid bet. Scariest time for us.
Yeah. In small towns, ghosts come out around 11 or 12.
Oh yeah. I mean, when everybody's already in bed.
Let's see. This says there's 8 answers.
Oh, wow. They must all be really good.
I can't find. One of them's locked behind Quora Plus.
Of course.
Which we don't pay for.
Wow.
We refuse to.
That's on principle.
What is the payment plan for?
I think it's a monthly thing.
Okay, we've
How
looked
much?
into this before, though, but it's like by community. You pay by community, I'm pretty sure. And that's like untenable.
But does the money go to court or like a moderator for the community?
I think it's a split. I don't actually work at Quora. I want to be upfront about that.
I was gonna say you should be getting some kickback on this.
Yeah, if you have a
interested
good
now.
answer.
I'm gonna be going to it.
We can't read it. He says yes. So we don't know what it is.
They love that time, but we don't know why.
All I can see is at night from 1 a.m. to 3:33 a.m. is the time of spirits and negative energies. According to science, many organs of human body also release negative energies from body at this time.
Ghosts hate that there's not a 666. Stupid base 60
All right,
counting
set
system.
706. We're gonna get him on the technicality.
706, everyone's awake, kind of just feeling fresh.
Yeah.
Getting haunted.
This is an answer that specifically I think is in India because all of these answers are about like Hindu. According to Hindu tradition, Brahma Muhurat starts at 4 a.m. in the morning. And
I was
is well
about to say
linked with
that.
Science. Yeah, you were going to say it.
Yeah, Brahma. Did we discuss Brahma Muhurat?
Because of this time, the densified oxygen layer will be near Earth's surface. When the sun rises, it moves up. That I do. Hence, if you're waking up at 4 a.m., you have a good chance of breathing pure oxygen, which activates your body and gives more energy throughout the day. None of this is even
That's going to
remotely
activate the
true.
ghost. Ghosts are a gas. They go up.
I like confidently bad stuff.
But throwing in like a few things that are like we all know
Where I'm
is
like,
true.
yeah, maybe.
The morning sun goes up. That's why you have pure oxygen at 4 a.m.
Well, it's high as shit at 4 a.m.
I agree with the sun part.
People aren't breathing as hard at 4 a.m., so they're not expelling as
Right.
much the other
CO2.
stuff. Yeah, so it's more oxygen for you to take in.
Right. You can sniff your farts easier at that time.
If your plane's crashing at 4 a.m., the mast does not come down.
Anyway, let's read another one of these questions. This last forbidden knowledge question is: does anyone live on the sun?
I'm going to say no. No, I'm going to say no.
I wonder if I can find the person who asked this question.
Gotcha. I live on the sun. Fooled you.
Everyone says I don't exist just because I live on the sun.
This might be a troll. This person has asked 29 questions.
There's like a troll who's not quite good at it yet. They're still like kind of working out what makes people mad.
Yeah, he says, is it unhealthy to drink 1 million cups of coffee per day? Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
On the sun, we have sun coffee.
Drives me mad to read someone trying to be funny. I want to just read people who are being funny.
Well, that's a shame.
All right, well, the answer is no. You cannot live on the sun.
Nope.
All right.
We figured it out.
These are our police quoras. So a lot of quora is just like police officers who are just like, oh, there we go.
Oh,
Yeah, we've got our police sound effects.
pretty.
This is if you're driving, you're not getting pulled
This is
over.
not a police
It's just
car
the
if you were
podcast.
driving. This is just part of the show. Also, you can't see it, but it's like we're getting pulled over.
Yeah, the
This is
lights
pre-
are
this is
going
pretty
off.
tight. I like this.
This is the best episode we've ever recorded.
We're in the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. Ice-T is going to come in here. What we got here?
Yeah, we also booked
Do
Ice-T.
the voice.
We did not want him the whole time.
Big SVU fan. All right, I'm just saying. It felt good.
Hey guys, it's me, Ice-T.
And most people on Quora are just like police officers who are like, the one time I got to shot a man was the best I've ever felt.
I'm working on my memoirs, but they are not ready.
What if I pretend I spilled some mustard on my body cam and I didn't notice? I don't want to give him any ideas.
This question is, if I live on a heavily armed compound in Montana, can I legally use DIY landmines on my property to stop invaders who breach the perimeter of my territory?
This guy is already using them.
It's to check in, though.
I don't know. I feel like if you build a DIY landmine, you're killing yourself. with that.
I think the odds of him taking himself out are pretty good. So I put one over there, and then
I'm so sick of these corporate landmines.
Yeah.
Yeah, these aren't big box landmines you're going to get at the store.
I would immediately forget where my landmines are for sure. And
I'm always
stepping on
saying this, but if you're a landmine guy, you also got to be a maps guy.
them. You really do.
It's a whole
You got to be
industry.
into maps.
You got to be careful where those babies
You
go.
can't have a dog.
And yet I feel like they all have dogs.
Yeah, they probably do.
It's a companionship.
the
That's
leash
what
is
does it.
20 feet. The landmines are 23 feet. Should be cool.
The system works.
Yeah.
This guy says, in American case law, there's an example of a person who set up a gun which would be triggered if someone tried to break into their home. There was a sign outside that warned of no trespassing. It also may have mentioned something about there being booby traps. In that case, the court ruled that these types of lethal traps and guns were illegal on policy grounds. This is called the SAW rule. There's always the risk of emergency personnel or police accidentally getting killed in case of an emergency situation. There's also the possibility of a kid or teenager making a lethal mistake. All right, so you win some, you lose some there.
I'm so into the SAW rule. Just like a case getting to court and the judge being like, do we really want to live in SAW? Is that what we're doing? I want to ride around on a tiny tricycle all day.
Yeah, you have to set up a little TV if you're going to do it.
You got to be learning lessons.
There's riddles before you open the door.
Let's
That was
see.
the answer? Like, oh, there's...
You can't do it. I made up the SAW rule. Sorry.
No, I gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know if Alex thinks that that's a real rule that's in there.
Here's a
Which
question.
has an actual story that somebody had like a...
According to this
Acquired
man, this guy, Alexander Finnegan, who was placed on the domestic terrorist watch list for disagreeing.
So he knows.
Uh-oh.
The FBI's coming for me.
Also self-taught violinist.
Huh.
And lawyer, it says. Self-taught lawyer? Oh, no. Well, this is not real.
They were wrong to put you on that watch list.
All right. Well, I guess that's not true. One guy says, why not just build a wall?
Shut
That
up.
is true.
We're not doing it for the walls.
Yeah,
We're doing it for the landmines.
Yeah, no one's trying to break into this man's house.
How am I going to blow up the immigrants if I got to walk in?
I see you working on a battle bot. Why don't you just make a car? Shut up.
I'm not familiar with Montana law, but generally you can't use deadly force against trespassers or to protect property. Is that true?
We got to get a Montana law expert on for
I
this
thought
show.
that was the stand your ground law.
Yeah, I thought
Which
that
I
was
always
like.
thought by rights then abortion should be legal under a stand your ground.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Trespassing in my
Yeah.
Or maybe the fetus should be able to kill you.
Kinane's taking down the right.
It had to be said.
Yeah, but that's like so many states. That's their.
Yeah, that joke does, I guess, assume that there is a life at conception, but you can kill it.
Listen, you invite somebody in your house. After a while,
Yeah.
they're threatening you. Now you want them out of your house.
I think that's a fair
What
compromise.
happens? What happens under a stand your ground law in that case?
What is a woman but a house?
Legitimately, I'm curious legally
Yeah.
how that would handle.
Oh, suddenly it's not cool to kill people you don't like.
Yeah.
Oh, you know where this will get a lot of engagement when we post it is Quora.com in 20 minutes.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And this one's locked in. We definitely won't forget it.
All right, let's move on to the next police one. Oh, this is a good question. I want to know the answer to this. If I hire a hitman to kill me and he fails, will I go to jail?
Oh, double indemnity. Is there anything worse than it when the hitman fails, folks?
You hire a hitman on yourself?
What?
I'm a coward, by the way.
But would this be like an insurance thing?
Yeah, I guess. I actually do know someone who did this. This is true. I grew up adjacent to a very wealthy neighborhood, and during like the Bernie Madoff shit, like people's fortunes were falling, and there was a guy who was killed, and they found out that like he had like maybe hired the person who killed him, and his kid, I swear to God, within a month had like a Corvette. Like he got like a ton of insurance money.
Well, it's a well-off neighborhood. I don't want to say how much, but I will say we have hitman money.
Well, there's good hitman money. And there's bad hitman.
There's
money.
insurance hitman money.
I got a scope. I can be a half mile away, take you out with a silencer. You'll never know. And then what are you gonna drink that? Tap 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 tap. Go on, drink it. It's poison. It's gonna be bad.
Here's Duke. He just chases you with a hammer.
Yeah.
Pretty easy to get out of with his door in the way.
Have you ever choked anybody before? This feels terrible. It's piano wire, not guitar string. This is just gonna keep breaking.
Anyway, I think you should go to jail if you hire a hitman and he fails to kill you.
What law, Jeremy?
Does the hitman
Saw
go to
rule.
jail?
God damn these saw rules.
They both go to jail. It's really embarrassing when you're in jail and you try to explain why you're there.
Yeah.
Botched suicide.
Yeah, because now there's like labor laws involved. Like if you don't pay him because he doesn't.
Yeah,
kill you,
exactly.
Like, well, that's theft of service.
Yeah. Just do it yourself.
Legally, this is a fascinating question.
I shouldn't endorse suicide on the podcast, but if you're gonna do it,
We do endorse pulling yourself up by your bootstraps.
All right, you have a house where you got a gun set to go off, but then
Yes.
you walk in your own house. Is it suicide if you just forgot you did you had landmines around your property?
which you probably did. There have been previous cases where a person has hired a hitman to kill them and the killer fails. The contractor takes the killer to court. What? The contractor won the settlement of $25,000 because the contract was not completed. However, both were arrested and charged with premeditated attempted murder. It's illegal to contract to someone to kill someone, even if the target is also the contractor for the killing. And of course, illegal to kill someone, so the killer also gets arrested.
What a Nickelodeon movie ass ending that is.
Yeah.
You get $25,000 and everyone goes to jail.
You do get the money, though. Like, you get to keep that, I
It's
guess.
a lot of Butterfinger bars from the commissary in prison.
Someone says you'd be guilty of conspiracy, but not conspiracy to murder. The conspiracy has to be to kill another person for it to be conspiracy to murder.
These lawyers have a lot of time on their hands to be
Yes.
going through Quora this way.
Going out for the bar 6 times a charm, guys. Been in the books, no, but I've been on Quora really cracking cases.
I've read more about ghosts than ever before.
Yeah,
I know all about ghost law.
legalities of spirits.
They never ask on the bar exam if you have to be born again to summon a demon
No.
or banish a demon.
They won't let you take the bar exam at 3 a.m.
It's really more real estate issues, it turns out.
This guy says assisted suicide is illegal in Alabama. So they're like, well, I don't think that's the same thing as hiring a hitman to shoot you in the head.
It's assisted by the hitman.
But it is, though.
I guess it is.
He's assisting you for money.
That's the old Kevorkian was, pulling the plunge, pushing the plunger, flipping the switch.
But he's not a hitman,
just
though, right?
But by what they're trying to get done,
it's the same goal.
it's assisted suicide.
I guess that's fair.
Everybody's working together on this.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Just
bulletproof.
one's a pro level, one's a real amateur level.
All right, let's do the parenting section. This is
yes.
parenting, our parenting section.
That's enough.
Kyle, you famously have a litter of children.
Oh yeah, so many.
Cheaper by the dozen, he says.
Well, you gotta, some of them are gonna die off in winter, and we gotta keep the farm going. So.
It's the best way to spread your seed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you got to copyright that shit.
Patented. Yeah.
Patented.
This question is, my 37-year-old son got married without my permission. How can I make his life a living hell until he divorces?
It sounds like you're already doing it. It sounds like you're already there. Don't even worry about it. You are on track.
Mom, I've been reading your Quoras.
Yeah, step one, go to Quora.com.
Don't even think about it. Step 1, start acting really irresponsibly on social media.
Yeah. I don't know. Take his Atari away. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, he is 37.
Yeah.
Some people say this is a troll. I
No.
saw somewhere that trolls get paid for asking controversial questions that get a lot of responses. Who is paying these people? How do I get on that payroll to ask bad questions on Quora?
Soros.
Yeah, George Soros.
Yeah, it's gotta be
It
him.
goes all the way to the top of Quora.
He's trying to disrupt.
Just signing checks and peeling them off.
I don't even know what these are for. Yeah.
The great Republican minds of Quora can't get together.
I just write chaos in the 2-line and fill out how much you want.
The disorder breeds results.
Yeah.
Well, I think as a room, this is probably a troll, and you get these a lot on Quora. Sadly, it's so sad. But
These trolls.
I think we can maybe talk through, like, okay, you're an angry mother, your adult son is married,
Okay.
and you want to, I guess, epically prank him.
Sure.
You want to get his goat. How do you do it?
If I have a 37-year-old son.
Yeah.
I think I probably would post on social media, probably pictures of him and be like, look at my bad boy.
Yeah, sure. There he is.
I would debut my OnlyFans at the wedding.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's pretty good.
I would have a QR code for like the wedding registry, but it's your mom's OnlyFans.
Sure. You can change it too. Like you set it up for something and then like once it goes out, you switch the link.
Yeah.
You redirect it.
Bet you thought that was to not your mother's OnlyFans.
We thought we were getting you an Instant Pot. We saw your mom's tits. Not bad. I mean, I don't know if that's better or worse for you. I just want to say she looks all right.
I should admit it was behind a paywall too.
Yeah. Well, I was curious. I mean, is this really what she's doing?
Chipped in $15.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a compliment or an insult, but it doesn't seem like she's trying very hard.
Yeah. I thought the bride's family was supposed to pay for the wedding, but apparently it's hitting her pretty hard too. So
Everybody's chipping in.
Yeah. Just better be an open bar at this point.
I think the juiciest part of this is just taking this same question to Facebook would be a great way to get started.
Sure, yeah, I think so. My parents are on Facebook.
Everyone's on Facebook.
I'm not on Facebook. Not anymore.
Well, you're on there.
I've
technically.
left.
You just don't use it.
That's true.
They can still tag you and shit, and other people can see it.
That is true. I do get tagged and stuff.
Really?
A little bit.
I have like an account that somebody else runs for comedy stuff. But
that's a good move.
I got rid of. I don't interact.
That's smart.
personally.
I gotta get one of those. Instead, it's the one year I added 1,000 people from Pakistan as a joke I hadn't met, and they love me and they message me all the time. But my wall is just full of Pakistanis I've never met at any given time. One time I logged on to live and saw a family slaughter a goat. That is not a joke. You just can't moderate it all.
Yeah. It's why are they? What's the? I mean, I'm sure there's cooking videos, but that seems like a really unnecessary part of it.
Yeah, it's got
before
like
you get to the
cheery
spices,
music.
you know.
It's family content. This is what we're up to on a Sunday.
Good for them.
Good for them. Yeah, do that. Involve their neighborhood association. I think
Sure.
would be a good. Like we're assuming they have a home.
Yeah, get signs. Get a billboard.
Sure. Billboards.
people.
3 billboards, their ass.
Sure. Yeah.
The 3 billboards are just like, my son sucks. Exclamation point.
What's this 37-year-old had to ask for permission for up to this point?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess like I wonder if they don't like his fiance.
Because I'm wondering, like, is this like a super rich family that like he's, you know, diluting the bloodline?
I
Is that what the
see.
situation
There's
is?
money on the line. Something that gets you involved on a personal level.
Father wouldn't have approved before he hired that hitman.
She's a brunette. Say no more. Can't be having that.
That's going to ruin the line.
No, this is a Quora troll. They got paid the big bucks to put this here because the Quora users, they get distracted easily by these questions.
They do. The
And
dog.
they can't, congregate and wonder about Black January 6th and how it will take over the country. Here's one. Jason Barth says, "What is wrong with you? Are you afraid that now he isn't on your tit, the milk will dry up? He's 37.
Come on.
Shut the fuck up. And probably don't vote either because parents like you are why the younger generation are worthless and helpless."
You leave my tit out of it.
That guy closed his laptop right after that.
Boom. Fuck off.
I'm starting to feel bad for her at this point.
Someone's got no more milk.
Time to flick a cigarette into the yard.
I'll play along, this guy says. "I have a 900-year-old daughter who got pregnant without my permission."
We asked for this.
Boom.
He's the mummy. He's a vampire.
I guess the answer is just that you got to calm down or do the OnlyFans thing. Everyone's just like, how dare you? Beth says, "Wow, lady, you are truly a juvenile bitch." And Beth is a non-theoretical sexologist. You can see her boobs if you want.
Let me guess how much milk is in your tit.
Open polyamorous relationship with my 20-year-old twins.
Wait,
Beth's profile is out of control.
All right. Hi, I'm Beth. I'm 51 years old, bisexual with 2 adult kids who both live at home. They are a boy, James, and a girl, April. They are 20-year-old twins. We are nudists and are in an open polyamorous relationship together.
Beth is an equally real person to the one asking the son question.
This Quora is just falling apart now.
I'm not going to go into it, but she does moderate a space called Beth's School of Incest.
Honey.
I regretfully hit the button.
I want this to be an informative space for those new to the lifestyle and old. Thanks, Beth. Don't play that one.
Nobody polices this Quora, huh?
Nope. Just us.
Who is
We're out
moderating Beth's sexy corner?
Yeah, who questions the questioners? That's us.
Beth is a real scary place to be.
Kind of more upset.
Let's go back.
That's corner here.
yeah.
What time are we at right now?
We
Beth and
have
her
been recording
twins.
for 1 hour. And we have one more question.
Just one more.
twins.
I nailed it this week.
Yeah, good job.
Just the right amount of questions.
This is Quora Gone Wild, our animal segment.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Ah!
Wow, nice.
We're a sound effect podcast.
Scary.
I bet you thought a lion was in the room. That couldn't be farther from the
In this fancy
Police
place.
lions.
The skinwalkers. They're back.
Transformed into a lion that's a cop. I don't know why. It was last minute. So a lot of decisions.
Bring them all back. This question is, can war elephants distinguish between allies and enemies? That's our final question.
Not funny, maybe just more interesting.
I want to know.
I want to know if skinwalkers could be animals but with outfits on. Sorry for that.
No.
But now I came
That's a
up-
different question.
I know. I came up with lion cops, and I want to know if they could like have a
Didn't-
fun outfit. And
Didn't
be an
you get in
animal.
trouble for this, Alex, for responding to a TikTok video of like a dog putting on pants?
Yeah, I did, and it got like 2 views for a year, and then randomly I stopped using TikTok. I checked back in, it's like 50,000 people yelling at me for not identifying a skinwalker properly. But I think they can put on little outfits, and I have a suspicion about Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, he could be a skinwalker.
You explain it.
The original emo skinwalker.
He talks to my son. I can't see him.
You're not a Christian, Alex.
Stay away from my son. Oh, yeah, about these war
The
elephants.
war elephant.
This is
sure.
just something I've wondered my entire life.
There's one answer, and it's a long one. This guy says, very hard to say, but historically speaking, no.
Okay,
let's
I'm going to
give
shoot
it a
my
shot.
shot here and assume this is like the one extremely informed person on Quora, because you do get those sometimes.
Do elephants go to? Oh, they're saying like people. I was thinking elephants warring with each other, but it's like a Hannibal situation. where you,
Hannibal
like-
or Lord of the Rings.
battle.
Sure,
Yeah.
those are the two.
Was Legolas right to kill it? Right in. It's crack.com.
Yeah, so I guess the question is like Hannibal's going over the mountains. He's got a bunch of elephants, and he's just like the elephants are just swinging.
Yeah, they must just be going wild over there. I don't know how you like train an elephant.
Sure.
You just put the mask on, and then you're like, you know what team you're on.
Yeah, you just point it.
Yeah, you point it. It goes forward.
Yeah.
It's a driverless tank. You just
It hits things with its trunk.
If you're like around at that time and you've never seen an elephant before, that's like a kaiju to you. Like you think it's
Absolutely.
Godzilla coming over the mountain.
also. What have you done to the elephant to get it to obey you? And you're gonna give it a chance to be like, oh fuck this. Like,
Yeah, you haven't negotiated with
that
it.
elephant's going.
It's a thing.
I feel like they used them once, and then the story got blown out of proportion. Like in reality, they're like, all right, no more with the elephants.
That didn't work.
That went sideways from the get go. Could have seen it happen.
Let's stick with swords.
Yeah, it's just gonna be us. All right.
Anything is safe in a brainstorm, but we are not doing these again.
We whipped them just to obey us. They gave up right away.
The one guy whose idea it was just like, I just thought it would be cool. There are several incidences where elephants have turned out to be more than a handful for the enemies.
Sure.
I don't want to read this whole thing because it's long and seems
No,
like history.
read it all.
All right. The first battle of Panapat. It was the year 1526 when the army of Mongol Prince Babur met. I'm gonna
This
say
is
all these wrong.
podcasting.
Met the forces of then.
It's all been
Delhi
about this.
Sultanate. A fierce battle took place. However, the battle saw one of the more interesting developments in terms of usage. This is a history podcast.
Yeah.
The
They've been
usage
more
of
than a handful.
cannons not only accounted for soldiers, but when elephants heard the sound of firing, they became terrified and ran out of control.
I would feel so bad if I shot an elephant with a cannon. I would never forgive myself.
Well, the elephants turned around and killed all their own soldiers. They trampled
As is
them.
their right. As is
So-
their right. I just want to know if they
It's
really.
not the child armies you'd be unleashing upon. But, oh no, this guy was just looking for peanuts one day. And just went south for him.
So the answer is no. The elephants will just run around and kill everybody.
Okay.
War is hell.
War is hell. That's the theme every week.
The guy answers it with, so I guess war elephants are like other weapons. Quote, they were just built for the kill without any real sense of who to kill.
I'm always saying this about elephants.
don't know what that
always
means.
saying this. They're just built for the kill. They're giant herbivores.
Only reason they're on this earth.
They like do handshakes with their snouts, and we're like,
Yeah.
they're kaijus, they're Godzillas.
There is one more answer that just says no.
Okay, yeah, no.
There's somebody that's seen an elephant like paint something with its trunk. Like, this is woke culture gone too far. These things were built for killing.
First George Bush, now elephants.
Yeah, this one's taking interest in the bongos over here.
It's an elephant that paints the Roman soldiers it killed.
That's how he handles his PTSD.
You're gonna act like we're just gonna forget. We're gonna forget the things you did. All right, that's the show. That's it.
We got to ask a question. What was the question we wanted to ask?
Rob wrote it down. It's all do it.
Abortion.
Stand your ground law question.
Yeah.
Oh
just-
yeah.
Why doesn't stand your ground? Oh my God! Stand your ground apply to abortions?
Yeah.
Shouldn't stand your ground qualify for abortions or something like
Sure,
that?
let's do it.
Clean that up. Type that up. That's the show. That's gonna make everybody really mad. I can't wait to check in next week. In the meantime, Kyle, thank you so much for coming
Thanks
on
for having me.
Quorators. It's been a thrill having you. Where can our listeners find you at home and abroad?
Oh, I'm usually just training my war elephants. Oh, just Kyle Kinane on all the stuff. That's my name. I managed to get it on all the things.
Just type his name in.
You'll find me.
You'll
on
find
stuff.
him?
Yeah.
He's searchable.
You're probably on YouTube right now.
I love promoting.
There's nothing better. Well, that's it for us. We have bonus episodes every Thursday on Patreon where we do things where, like, read Reddit. if you are sick of this, but are kind of into the concept, and we're back on Cracked every week. So in the meantime, we're gonna have to ask you to question everything.
Bye-bye.
Bye.